Hey guys, it's me, Balk Builder B, and today we're going to be doing a review of something that I've just had sitting in a closet for quite a while doing nothing. I was going to review it earlier, but then that just kind of got thrown out the window, but now I'm finally getting around to reviewing it. And it's a Nerf gun. Well, I shouldn't actually say that because it's not by Nerf at all. It's by... Actually, I have no clue who it's by. It's probably by some Chinese junk factory. This is what it is. The Atomic Blaster, Quickfire Super Bullet, what else does it say on it? There are many names for this thing. Shoot Toys, versus, actually I think that's, yeah, that can't really be considered a name for it. You could, if you wanted. New Shoot Gun, so, oh, new minigun. Yeah, but it says Super Gun down here. It says Super Gun on the blaster, so I'm just gonna call it the Super Gun. Now, for those of you who couldn't already tell, this is obviously a ripoff of another Nerf gun, which we'll get to a bit later. But first, let's just see how to use it, because I have never used a Nerf gun before, so I need to know. So let's see. First things first, we need to loaded bulla. Yeah, that's what it says. Don't know how well you can make that out, but there's no T in bullet. It just says loaded bulla. Pull down the pressure chamber, pull the trigger emission, and so. That's what the second one says. Again, don't know how well you can see it, but that's what it says. Also, a funny little thing to note, the trigger in all these little illustrations is silver, not so much on the blaster. I think they might have reversed the colors, because it looks like it's silver for the trigger and black for the surrounding area, reversed on the actual thing, so I don't know what was going on at the art studio there. I also don't know why I think they ripped off a Street Fighter character. At least I think that's a Street Fighter character. I'm not exactly sure. I've never played it before. I've only ever played Dive Kick, and that doesn't have any Street Fighter characters in it. It would have had Wolverine, but then there's just redacted. Well, not really. I don't know. Anyone who's played Dive Kick will know what I'm talking about, but let's just get back on track and just look at the gun. So here it is. This is the gun. And actually, I probably should note, that isn't supposed to be there. That right there, you aren't supposed to see that. Because this one actually is broken. It doesn't fire. Like, as a dart in there, it won't fire. I don't know how well you can even see that, but like it's split in half now. It's broken. It's wrecked. It doesn't work. It was like this when it came here. Well, it wasn't like that, because I could actually probably show you why here. Well, except for there's a bit of tape. Yeah, but you can kind of get the basic idea, and I can show you. And there's pieces of plastic coming off of it. It's great. You just know that it's a quality toy when it's falling apart in your hands. I mean, like that's how you know that that like all those toys from the dollar store are good. Actually, funnily enough, I don't think it even says on this one. I think I took the sticker off. But yeah, it was $1.50 for this, so. Yeah, you can tell that a lot of effort was put into making this quality when it's $1.50. But basically, it's a bit hard to show because I can't open it all the way up. But the mechanism in there, which is just completely black on the camera, but the mechanism in there, the actual part of the trigger where it's supposed to be under pressure, and when you pull it, like you pull this down and then you pull this to fire, yeah, that didn't work. This bottom part here was not under enough pressure, or something like that. I don't exactly remember the problem, but because of that, it wouldn't fire. You would pull the trigger and nothing would happen. Actually, no, that's not true. You would pull down this. You would pull it down and then immediately the trigger would fire. There was no locking mechanism in it. So we used this little bit of I don't know what. I think it's like cardstock or something. Actually, no, that's like construction paper. No, what am I talking about? What's that other kind of stuff? It's like cardboard, but it's stronger. Post in the comments. I can't remember its name right now. Maybe it's just a piece of drywall. Kind of looks like that. Yeah, but we used that to give it a bit more pressure, and it still didn't fire. So, this packaging is the only thing worthwhile. And these darts here. Although, this one here, the one that was in the blaster, I can even show you that. Right in there, down that barrel. Well, you can't really make it out. But down that barrel is the most grease you've probably ever seen in a Nerf gun. Because the plastic is so cheap that instead of having it nice and smooth like the real Jolt over here, they had to use lots and lots of grease, which is fairly apparent when you look at the packaging. You can kind of see lots of grease. Speaking of which, when we're on the subject of packaging, these spots where the darts are supposed to go are long enough for a real Nerf Whistler to go in. I can even show you. There we go. It fits nice and snug. It probably would also even fit the Jolt that I have here, but I don't really want to put it in there because of all the grease that I mentioned earlier. So we're just going to throw that packaging away. I'll keep the darts for later. And I am now going to show you the copy that I have that actually works. This is the exact same thing, but it actually fires. Well, actually, not this dart, because they use so much grease and they store one of the darts inside the barrel, in the packaging, that it is basically puffed up. You can't really see it very well, but it's all puffed up. And also on this one specifically, the cap comes off very easily. So if I put this back in, prime it, the priming mechanism is terrible, all stiff. Yeah, you can see the cap just went flying off and hit the side of my bed. So yeah, yeah, you can't use those darts. I actually don't know which one of the darts I just had over here is a greasy one, so I'm just gonna lay that off screen. But yeah, it can fire the other darts that came in the package. I can probably shoot it over there. You can see it shot fairly well. Not even close though to the range of the Jolt. I think it's maybe like halfway, maybe less. Speaking of the Jolt though, that's side by side. Yeah, that's side by side. You can definitely see the resemblance now. The one thing I think that's different is that this barrel is slightly longer, and I actually kind of like the look of this one better. Paint job is, I kind of prefer the paint job, although Nerf always goes for stuff to make it not look like a real gun, whereas this, it's some dollar store cheapo thing, so they don't really care, and I've got to say the black and silver and gold color scheme is actually pretty nice. I really like it. Although, if I really wanted, I could probably just spend some time painting this, but I don't really want to do that. Another noticeable difference is that right here, see right there, that's part of the, I'm pretty sure that's part of the trigger mechanism for the Jolt. As you can see right there, not even close. So they use different firing mechanisms, which is part of the reason why this one's kind of wrecked. Yeah, anything else really to say about these? Don't think so. This one's, of course, as I've already said, cheaper quality. It has less range. This one is better in pretty much every single way other than the paint job, and I kind of like the extra barrel on this. But other than that, I recommend getting this. Although, just realize you can't get this anymore. This specific one, at least. You either have to go with the Triad or the new blue and whatever it's called. I think they use blue and white, is it now? I don't know. I don't have any of the newest series of blasters. But yeah, you can't actually get an orange-colored Jolt anymore. But you can get the blue-colored one. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same, other than they can fire streamlines. But yeah, I recommend this over this. Although that's kind of a given with this kind of stuff. I don't think there's really many Nerf guns that you can get at a dollar store that are any better. Oh, and also, as I was saying, $1.50. You probably can't see it very well, but it says $1.50. Also, soft bullet gun, $1.50 over this person's face. So, yeah. Oh, and actually one other notable thing about the packaging. 6+ in the corner, and 0 to 3. Yeah, so you could give it to someone in between 3 and 6, and they would disappear? Would the gun just disappear into oblivion? I don't know. I don't know what would happen. It's probably never been tried. Well, unless you have tried it. If you have tried it, please mail me the suggestions. The suggestions? No, the results from your testings in the comments, if you want. Or at my email, which is nerfjoltreviews@hotmail.com. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about these. If you see one in a dollar store, don't get it, unless you want to do another review, like me, in which case, sure. But in all other accounts, don't get this to add to your Nerf armory. It's not worth it. But yeah, see you later, guys. Bye.